Welcome to WrestleMan With A Podcast. I'm Dylan Shields. We talk Raw, SmackDown, wrestling news, and some fun top lists. With that being said, ring the bell.
Welcome to WrestleMan With A Podcast. As you see Troy dancing and have no clue where the camera is because half his face is cut out.
Who cares?
But
The Penta's great.
Who cares? He's showing off his Penta merch. But apologies that it's been forever. I've been a busy man, just graduated from college, and I've had another podcast to worry about. So it's been a while since, honestly, WrestleMania review is my last video. But I have paid attention to the product. But welcome, Matt and Troy, back to the podcast. How we doing?
In person, in the same room, so I can flick you.
It's great. And King of Predictions, how you doing?
I'm not gonna flick you. I might flick you off.
I'll flick you both off. Hey, but before we get to, because we're the closest we are is to Saturday night's main event, which is coming up this Saturday on NBC. Check it out. That's a way to spend Saturday night. But
I will not be watching. I have family stuff to do that night.
good for you. But in terms of the landscape of WWE, it's been a while. I reviewed WrestleMania. You two have not been on the podcast since you did predictions. And also, Backlash was a couple weeks ago. So overall, just the landscape of the company with storylines and everything going on with Cena as the champ, Seth's new faction, all that type of stuff. I'll start with Troy. What did you think overall of what's been going on?
I think WWE is still very strong. Not loving the main event scene. I really am not. Like, John Cena's reign, I get the point is to ruin wrestling. It's just, he's not, like, his Randy match was good. He's facing R-Truth for the goddamn next pay-per-view. I could care less. And Jey Uso is fighting fucking Logan Paul. Like, I feel like both world champions after Mania have kind of suffered, for me at least. I don't feel like they've been hitting as hard as they should. But I think John Cena just facing people he's wrestled before. Like, I would like him to face younger talent, but I don't think that's happening this entire, like, year long he's got left. He's probably just going to face all of his old friends. Like, the mid-card scene's great. The U.S. title scene, fantastic. We actually have Backlash on the screen. I'm watching that. That match was awesome. Tag scene is still anemic. The New Day have not been on TV once. I feel like, have they defended their belt since winning?
They haven't, but they've like been on commentary.
Oh, wow, thanks. What a great tag. At least
I think the War Raiders are supposed to get a rematch, but the Creed brothers just beat them on Raw.
So
triple threat, maybe.
So basically, the mid card is great. The tag and the main event is kind of lacking right now. But we're in a very big slump till SummerSlam.
The tag for Raw.
Yeah, SmackDown at least been good. Because SmackDown at least has storylines.
Yeah, the ladder match was amazing.
I don't know why.
Should have been on Mania.
That's something we should definitely talk about.
Oh, we will. Once we get to that. Women's feuds are... I'm trying to think what's feuds happening. What is Io doing?
Becky and Lyra's...
Becky and Lyra.
Yeah, that's good.
That's also, like I said, mid-card.
Had a great match at Backlash.
Tiffy's okay. It's Nia Jax, so I mean, fine.
She just got done with Charlotte, so I mean...
And then
I think they sort of teased her, and they still are. They're teasing Tiffany Jade.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know because of Naomi getting involved and then Nia returned, and I think Tiffany just defended it again against Nia Jax on SmackDown. So, but Io is like after Mania, Julia and Roxanne Perez got put to Raw. And I guess they were fighting her, but now apparently Julia just got drafted to SmackDown. She officially signed to SmackDown, so I guess Roxanne's by herself. Although I did see that after their tag match they main evented, they did a backstage segment thing where Roxanne kept saying "we" and Julia said, "What do you mean we?"
Okay.
So I think it kind of was like they kind of just split off on that because like Roxanne was like saying we needed to be the best, we needed to be blah blah blah, and Julia was like no. So I think they split them to different brands. I don't know who Ia's gonna face. I think
Rhea again.
I think they were teasing Rhea
because
Rhea said on Raw like I want that title back, and then Ia's like I'll defend you. and she did her dance or whatever.
And-
As like Rhea pat her on the back or kissed her or something like that. It was like one of the most friendliest challenges ever made. But yeah, the women's division is it's more interesting on NXT.
NXT.
Well, the NXT women's roster is pretty stacked.
I mean, did you see?
I mean, don't you
Stephanie
watch-
Marquez versus
Yeah.
Jordan Grace. Take my money now.
Yeah.
I watched that like Booker T does.
Oh.
Oh yeah!
Shock Charmella's not. I'm trying to think. And
She apparently, I heard Booker's wife actually is fine with what he does.
amazing.
Like, she doesn't
Good
care.
for her.
She's like, I know that's his work. Like, he's on commentary. It's his job. You know, like whatever.
It's his job to say, ha ha.
So the fact that he's able to say all these things about the women in NXT and just be able to get away with it.
Well, I don't know if Jerry Lawler was married, but if he did,
He was married like
I
5
don't,
times.
I don't
so
know.
yeah.
I don't know if any of those 5 wives are okay with what he said.
He was divorced like many times, so probably not. But
They
no,
wouldn't care because of the money.
yeah. We got Money in the Bank coming up. Speaking of money, Transition Money in the Bank is coming up.
Weird timing when it is too. It's in June. It's usually in July.
So far, only Solo Sikoa from the men's division is put in,
Yeah,
and for the women's, it's Alexa Bliss.
which is interesting.
So-
So Alexa Bliss is an interesting one. I could see.
I know they have qualifying matches. I think people were saying LA Knight, and I think people were saying LA Knight should be a good winner for this year, like an hour.
Well, we
never
said like
type thing.
3 years ago, like 2 years ago, he should have won it. He never
They
did.
should have won it like last year.
2 years
And
ago,
Drew-
last year.
And Drew won it or something like that.
And then lost it immediately.
Yeah. You want to talk? Like, who do you think actually is going to win the Money in the Bank?
But to be fair, after Money in the Bank, LA Knight won his first ever U.S. title at SummerSlam. So I think that's why they didn't have him win the Money in the Bank. So
Well, I think this year for women's, it's pretty easy for me. I think that's Naomi's.
Same. It's Naomi's winning that.
It just makes sense with her
With the
character.
heel run? Oh, yeah.
She'll probably win a title soon this year.
see, I don't know. I could see it being someone else.
But who's the someone else?
I'm thinking of 2
I have a guess for what the one of them is.
Chelsea Green.
No, Roxanne Perez. You always say Roxanne Perez.
That could be good. Oh, I was thinking Julia too.
She should have won
Julia,
it.
yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
either one of the newer, like to establish them, considering they did Tiffy. But Chelsea Green too, especially considering she just lost the U.S. title,
Yeah.
and I felt like that was not just rushed, but like, and I think they wanted to push Zelina Vega too. But I feel like her carrying the briefcase with her service women or whatever.
Yeah. Secret Service.
Secret Service, Hervis. she calls it.
Purpose.
I think her being in Monday because she was one of the favorites last year. It was either going to be her or Tiffany, and Tiffy won. And actually, she was actually the runner-upper because Chelsea then got put like through 2 tables.
I remember that bump.
So I'm going more on the lines for an early prediction. For me, I'm going more Chelsea Green.
Okay.
Men's, I have no clue. That's literally such a toss-up.
It really is because would they go
Man,
for Jay or would they go for Cena? That's. I've heard people want CM Punk to become the only 3-time Money in the Bank winner, so then he could face Cena.
Ooh.
And I don't hate that because CM Punk and Cena is happening this
could-
year. I don't hate that, but he also CM Punk's not going to
I
win.
could low-key see Cody winning Money in the Bank because he's never won it before, and then doing like the respectful
Grand Slam. You got to
cash-in
win
on
everything
Cena.
at least once.
No, Cody's going to return. I think Cody's going to return
At
some-
SummerSlam?
the pay-per-view either at SummerSlam or the pay-per-view prior to SummerSlam to set up
The Saudi
rematch.
Arabia show?
Oh no, is that Clash in Paris?
No, I think it's Night of Champions.
God, there's
And
too many pay-per-views. I can't.
We
I
have to-
actually.
we have to look at the list.
I
but-
actually cannot keep up anymore because it used to be just one a month
What about Evolution, the all women's pay-per-view that's coming up?
that they've not announced at all, so no one knows what's happening with that.
If it,
the
I'm
rumors,
happy they're doing it,
the-
especially with the NXT.
The rumors is
division.
that there's 8 women matches, and then one's gonna be a battle royal to have all the women be involved.
Okay.
That's what I saw the rumor was.
I'm fine with
I'm
the first
fine. I
Evolution
love
show was good. I remember
Yeah.
liking that show. So
And they had a battle royal for the first one too.
exactly. So like,
And they had legends in there. So like I'm completely fine with the
you know
battle
you can
royal.
like also put the TNA title in there now. The TNA Knockouts champion.
Yeah.
You can now have that, so you have NXT, Raw, SmackDown, the 2 mid-card titles, tag title, Battle Royal.
You got AAA, I think.
AAA have a win? Yeah, they do.
They do, yeah.
Because they just acquired AAA.
That is
so,
true. Well, they're having that Worlds Collide fucking pay-per-view. There's too much shit happening. I'm sorry.
I think we have the NXT pay-per-view this Sunday, Battleground. I think the next one is Worlds Collide for NXT.
But that's NXT. Okay.
It's NXT AAA. Probably also TNA.
Getting back on track, because I was trying to talk about the landscape of what you guys thought the company was, and you're asking to bring up Money in the Bank and bring up
that is coming up.
Listen, this is how we do shit.
We're having our own prediction video.
This is how we do shit. We just go off of whatever we go off on.
Because that is coming up, so
I'll
I feel like
give
we get talking.
my 2 cents, because my opinion is the most important
This month
of the company ever since WrestleMania, because I reviewed WrestleMania and talked about that main event and how Travis Scott getting involved kind of sucked, but the Orton match was much better. It was a much better match. It was like a classics, like throwback type of moves and just the type of match they had. And in terms of Backlash itself, I felt like it was a strong pay-per-view. I don't know if I would say it was as good, if not, maybe it was a little better than WrestleMania, maybe just because it's not as hyped up. So it
was a lot shorter.
It was a lot shorter, exceeded expectations. While WrestleMania 41, had all the expectations. But yeah, I feel like the landscape, it hasn't been as good as last year, but I think it's just hard to live up to last year. But before we get into predictions, I think Matt, you're the only one that kind of you more talk about the future of what's going on. But what have you thought ever since Mania, ever since Backlash? Like Seth's new faction we even talked about. I mentioned Cena. Like, what have you thought?
I like the whole Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker dynamic right now. I do think either Theory or someone else is going to join probably at Saturday Night's main event this Saturday. It's their next, not even the PLE. It's like a special
TV show.
Yeah, special event.
Did they give a name for their faction yet or no?
I
don't know.
Everyone keeps seeing Evolution 2.0. It gives me a more dangerous alliance.
Yeah.
Especially because Heyman's in it.
Heyman's there.
So, but I love the faction too.
Oh, it's great. I just curious where it goes.
I'm just surprised they're not with Cena, because I thought for sure The Rock couldn't show his ass up for WrestleMania. I'm like, Seth and Heyman are behind the Rock and Cena thing, but guess they're not.
Maybe they
Rock's
are.
too busy destroying Collision.
You never know, because Cena's on SmackDown now. Considering he's champion.
Yeah.
So maybe they kind of are in cahoots, but they're on different brands.
Which I thought there was supposed to be a shakeup or draft. Looks like we're not getting that.
No, I think there is. I did heard something about that. I think it's supposed to happen.
Maybe in the end of the month.
I think it's either supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be after Money in the Bank.
That's a
They
weird
always
time to do it.
change the. I never know anymore when they do the.
Yeah, they usually do.
And it never ends up mattering anyway.
They should do it after Mania, but I think, and they used to do that, but I think I heard recently that they're planning. Yeah, because they're planning because it's in where's Money in the Bank held at? I'm trying to think.
Canada.
No, it's U.S.
I thought it was like L.A. or something.
I think something like that, and that's that week with like NXT and all, and apparently that Monday and NXT they're in that same in LA or whatever, California or whatever. So I think that's what they're planning on doing the
draft in LA.
Draft or
okay.
shakeup.
Yeah, I had to double check. It is LA.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, interesting to see how WWE has been. Like, I still think there's a lot of good. I just think it's not as strong as it was at this point last year. Like Troy said, the world title scene kind of like, I wouldn't say not as interesting, but I when Cody was champ, at least you were pumped for his matches. You're not exactly you're not exactly getting excited about a 47-year-old Cena
And even
Jay.
David Priest, I had more interest in watching his world title match.
Although Jay and Seth kicked ass on Raw. I mean, I know it has a lot to do with Seth,
shocked
but
that they did that match so
that
early.
early,
I think
too.
Seth is going to win that world title from Jay.
I was going to say, one of the things that I'm thinking about the draft that I hope happens, I'm hoping that they go back to exclusive pay-per-views especially considering they're doing so many pay-per-views again.
Yeah,
I think
they are doing so many.
I
just
think
do
it would be beneficial considering they are only doing 5 matches per pay-per-view, so you can have more title matches.
Yeah.
And not having to have
You could have more mid card. Like the women's US title hasn't been on pay-per-view yet.
Like ever,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, like instead of having all those like both men titles, both women titles,
The tag titles are rarely
men's
ever on
mid-card,
pay-per-view.
women's mid-card,
all
tag
3
teams.
tags.
Yeah, that's 11
We're
championships.
getting AEW territory. Belt titles.
Why does every company need so many belts now?
I think
don't get it.
going down to 2 separate brands and having this is the Raw pay-per-view, so we can eliminate majority of the title matches and say like even if it's not all the title matches on the line, like they might throw something else in there. I'm hoping that at least like majority of it will be title matches.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting tired of the same formula of them just defending on Raw and SmackDown all the time.
Yeah.
It's fine when you do it here and there, but I hope that if they're gonna do that, they at least mix it up. I don't want to see the tag titles only being defended on Raw or SmackDown. I don't want to just see the women's US title be defended on SmackDown. I don't want to see the Intercontinental Championship only being defended on Raw every week. I want to see them, so if they can't get every title match on a pay-per-view, I'm hoping that they can at least like, okay, this pay-per-view will have the world tag titles on the line. The next Raw pay-per-view we'll put the Intercontinental title on the line.
Okay.
Well, Triple H in the era he's into, he basically he doesn't have world titles being defended every pay. I feel like the only one is the undisputed champion. Like that's the only title that like it's even with the part-time Cena, no matter what. Cody defended it every pay-per-view. Every pay-per-view they're gonna be there. I feel like every other champion might not be on pay-per-view. Like neither woman's titles were on Backlash, which was weird.
Yeah.
Cody didn't defend it one time because he teamed with Roman. It was that tag match
But he was on pay-per-view.
The show, yeah.
And it was in his hometown too, which was kind of crazy that they didn't have a.
And The Rock showed up.
They did nothing. Oh, don't fucking.
You get nothing. But let's get to Saturday night's main event itself. That intriguing card. I mean, I've liked how they handled Saturday night's main event. They try to make it feel a little important. House show vibes for the most part, but try to make it feel important. Jesse Ventura is always a treat on commentary too.
Oh yeah,
but
since the Saturday night's main event, John Cena comes out with the spinner belt and just breaks it.
Maybe that'd be funny, but that match is last that we're talking about.
Truth needs to win back his 24/7 championship by beating Cena. He'd be like, I lived my dream of winning this title for the first time ever, the 24/7 I-95 championship.
European Intercon, yeah.
But the first match is Priest versus Drew McIntyre that we're going to predict, and it's a steel cage match. Apparently, it's the end of their feud. They've been saying that, so this is it. So
we'll see if that's true.
I'll go with Matt first. Who you got?
I agree with Matt.
So if
just agree with him no matter what.
So this is the last one between the feud. See, if this was like second and a third, I could have seen probably Drew or Priest winning it. But considering it's a steel cage, do we know if pinfalls are? Well, I guess we won't know until the pay-per-view. But I can see Drew winning just by escaping the cage. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where we go with Priest after this. Maybe feuding for the U.S. title.
He fought for the U.S. title at Backlash.
Yeah,
but that was like
but that wasn't like I don't know.
Say a 4-way.
I mean, I guess we could see Priest versus Cena. That would be nice, but I don't see that happening. I see Drew McIntyre facing Cena more, and
really 2 heels.
But Drew could feel justified in his actions, saying like I because he talked shit about him for Chamber, how he didn't show up and all that and everything. So I mean, Drew could talk about how like I knew all this crap from the beginning, blah blah blah. You took the easy way out, now it's coming for your ass or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like, they could do that or just go into different feuds. I mean, maybe they could team up.
No, for love of God, that'd be the dumbest shit ever.
I mean, I really don't know where they go for both men. Drew has a better chance of having something coming up for him, but I mean, honestly, I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Yep.
Maybe Priest might need the win because he lost the title, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Drew McIntyre.
I'm gonna agree with Matt. He's king predictions. Probably have to. I'm gonna go with Drew too because I think there's more plans for him than Priest. I feel like whenever Cody comes back, I feel like champion or not champion, whatever with Cody and Drew's situation, I feel like Drew and Cody inevitably should have a feud. They're both on SmackDown. It could be like a good path for Cody to get through before getting to Cena. I also think too, Drew could be a good contender to join this new Seth faction. Because
he just has to go to Raw though.
Yeah. Which draft's coming up.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense with how Seth's justified all his actions towards CM Punk.
Yeah.
You know who hates Punk just as much as Seth? Drew McIntyre.
Okay,
who hates Roman just as much as Seth? Drew McIntyre. I feel like Drew needs a win, get him more momentum. He needs to be in something. He deserves to be in the world title picture. Priest, he's cool. He was a decent world champion, but I just don't think he excites people the way Drew does. So give me Drew.
I guess we're going to have to agree. I also think McIntyre. I feel like it's McIntyre's not won like a proper feud in a while, like a finishing the feud win. And I feel like that would definitely help out. I don't know if he's going to join the faction. It would make sense.
Definitely not at Saturday nights.
No, because you gotta wait till the draft. That sounds like a SummerSlam main event kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he joins at SummerSlam.
And he helps Seth win the world title from Jay or some shit.
It makes sense too. Drew hates Jay.
Yeah, like they have bloodline stuff. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So yeah, Drew. We'll see how it goes. Steel cage matches were never my favorite, so.
Yeah, especially because you can escape too, so it's a cheap finish.
It's very cheap. It's not a finishing it. But you can't have all of Drew's feuds end of Hell in a Cell, so I get it.
Yeah.
Steel cage is the next best thing, but man, a steel cage match is just run, just escape.
Yeah, that's true.
Why even fight? Just run.
But next up for our match is Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the world title. I'll keep this short and sweet. Jey wins. Screw Logan Paul and screw Prime.
Jey wins, fuck Logan Paul, and done.
Listen.
So there goes the long explanation.
We don't need a long explanation. Just
Logan Paul has a chance.
Oh, gosh.
He has a chance. But that's just it. Because Jey Uso's going to win this. He's going to retain. If this rivalry were to happen later, say SummerSlam, I would say Logan Paul.
This is not just the IWC's worst nightmare. I mean, I don't mind it as much as other people do, but this is IWC's like version of hell.
This is just get this match out of the way.
I think there are plans for Logan Paul to win. Actually, you know what?
Don't. Logan Paul better not join Seth's faction. I will stop watching.
I have a great idea. What if?
Hate it.
Logan Paul wins Money in the Bank.
Oh, God, I can see it too. Fuck you.
The Maverick briefcase with the Prime logo. To be fair, he would be a good fucking holder of that briefcase. And considering you don't know if he's going to be on the show or not, gives it more suspense.
Fuck you, damn it. That makes all sense.
So,
damn you, Matt. Damn you.
Logan Paul has been in a Money in the Bank ladder match before, but if Logan Paul qualifies, just putting it out there, he would be a good contender. As much as we hate him, that would be just the defiable reason why he should win it.
Quote this clip when we do our Money in the Bank predictions. Put this up front. If Logan Paul's not in the match, cut
It'll
that.
be a short.
I've said this multiple times for the last 2 years. Dominic should have won Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And now he's
Especially-
IC champ.
And he's healed, and now he's getting cheered and everything. But when he was peakly getting booed the fuck out of H building, him being a part of Judgment Day, he should have had the briefcase.
Yeah, better than Damian, yeah.
And especially, you know what they could have done too? That's what they should have done this past Money in the Bank. Because you could have had Priest versus Finn Balor for that fucking title and Dominic having the briefcase. And he could have screwed Finn just like how he did at Mania for the IC title, but for the world title by cashing in and winning.
Yeah, I see
Honestly,
it.
that probably would have been better when they did. Them wasting the Money in the Bank on Drew last year was a fucking waste of time.
My ideas are way better, by the way.
Actually, way better. That actually sounds
That
good.
was way better. I mean, to be fair, I did like the idea of Punk screwing the fuck out of Drew again.
But why'd it have to be the
But,
same goddamn night? Like, fuck off.
Maybe just because Priest held that contract for so long, we needed
So
to
wait, we have to
change
long.
it.
Well, here's the
Triple H.
Here's the thing.
and Triple H likes long-term champions.
Here's the thing, though. Drew did say that he would cash in that same night once he won it. And he literally gave, because he didn't think Punk was going to show up. And when he won it, Punk was
Okay,
like,
why the fuck are we talking about last year?
listen.
I'm still mad. Okay, I'm still pissed.
But the only comment I also have for Jay Logan is the feud feels so random because Logan Paul called him out, and then the week after, Seth gets a title match. And there were moments too in that match where I thought that Seth's actually going to do it. You said, and I think too, Seth has a pretty good chance of dethroning Jay. I still personally I think Sammy's going to turn on Jay. They teased it on the Raw after WrestleMania. I think Sammy's going to win that title. I think, as much as I like Seth's new faction, I feel like Sammy's more interesting. He's never been a world champ. He doesn't have to be exactly conspiracy Sammy, but like heel Sammy again.
Okay. I just feel like
cool.
Seth's entire faction, if you want to make this a main event faction, he needs the belt. And Seth needs I feel like that would legitimize it.
I could
then
see,
Braun can turn.
he could do, but like a Batista to Triple H, and like Braun versus
And
Seth.
I could also see if Theory joins or whoever joins at Sunday's main event. I could see him and Braun Breaker win the tag titles.
They would just have to get it off the heel New Day onto a face one.
That
or they
fucking
don't,
world tag
or
titles
they
are so
don't
bad.
have to, or they don't have to, and Breaker can just spear the fuck out of both of them, just because.
Okay.
A Breaker
It
likes
could be
to
because
kill
part
people.
of Seth's plan, saying, "You've done a great job, but my boys need those titles more than you do."
Okay. Fair.
Well,
And
speaking of that match,
we were about to transition to the tag match.
yes, Punk
CM
and Sammy
Sammy.
versus Seth and Breaker. I'm so
Seth
hyped.
Breaker's winning this.
I'm hyped for this match.
It's gonna be great, but Seth and Breaker have to win this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seth and Breaker.
Sammy's gotta
too.
eat
The
the
only
bag.
weird thing I just have about this is I'm like, we got to get Punk Cena soon, right? But for some reason, Punk's in a completely different story, and he's like losing a lot. So it makes me think like Punk's gonna have some major win to get to Cena, which could be Money in the Bank, like we said. That could be his way to get there.
Only 3 times.
It's just weird how he's in this story, but everyone's rumoring like, oh, he's gonna face Cena soon. But Seth and Breaker, the new faction, they're technically outnumbered because of Jay, so they have to have a third guy. And I'm with Matt. It should be Theory.
Third man.
It should be Theory.
Who's the third man?
Theory kind of gives you like that cocky young Orton vibe. He kind of does a little bit. And if you want to like salvage his career and not just have him fucking
Mid-card
jobbing in with freaking Grayson Waller, which he's entertaining, but like, he's mid card at best. Him being with Seth and Breaker and Heyman would save his career, and like he could become a main eventer one day. Like Breaker's obviously the guy, like the future there, but Theory could be too being in this. So I'm gonna say Theory costs Punk and Sammy. Sammy probably takes the pin.
Of course, he's taking the pin.
To protect Punk, but I'm gonna go. It's definitely Seth and Breaker.
I'm one up you. I think Seth and Breaker are gonna win. It's gonna be because of interference. It's gonna be Theory. Waller had no idea about this.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
So Monday, Grayson Waller effect happens with the faction and Theory. Breaker spears Waller, and Theory makes his decision and beats up Grayson Waller. officially getting him
Ending.
away.
You want a Theory Waller one-on-one match so bad.
No, I'm just saying.
I could care less.
They've been teasing it so much, and considering Waller has been screwing Theory over, like Waller could be saying, "Oh, how come you didn't tell me about this? You know, we're joining the group and all that," and then Seth could be doing his. Who said you were joining?
That's scary.
You know,
That was
scary. How good
Get
that
him a
was.
fancy outfit now.
He kind of has one.
Whoa! Whoa!
He's gonna break his kneecaps.
Oh, fuck!
But I am intrigued by that idea. And the only thing I want to ask you too also is, where does Roman play in all of this? Because he's rumored to come back around Money in the Bank season, and he tried to attack Heyman on the Raw after Mania, got shit canned by Fraud, and we haven't seen him since. I mean, it's rumored that Roman and Seth are going to feud for like the rest of the year. I'm probably thinking they're going to fight either at SummerSlam or WrestleMania next year. They're finally going to have that one-on-one.
What if they do at SummerSlam? Roman Reigns versus the wise man, Paul Heyman.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean,
Tables match.
I think Roman Breaker is the match that's got to happen one-on-one.
Match
Yeah.
gonna feed families. Oh, it's gonna be
And
so
Breaker Punk
that
too,
makes-
one-on-one.
that would make sense because
Breaker's about to have some big-time matches.
if you were to have Seth versus Jay, I could see Breaker versus Roman the other night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because SummerSlam's 2 nights.
2 nights.
Fuck.
Yeah,
It's
two
2
nights.
nights. Thank God we went last year when it was one night.
Oh.
Cleveland, baby.
Every pay-per-view.
Solo in the main event.
I'm calling it. By 2030, even B pay-per-views are gonna be 2 fucking nights.
The Rumble 100% is going to be
Yeah,
2 nights.
that's-
Survivor Series gonna
that's-
suck 2 nights.
That's I've been saying that if they're going to do a 2-night pay-per-view for another one, it should be Rumble. Have a men's Rumble
Yeah.
the one night, second night, women's Rumble.
and you
the
could have
first
more
night,
of an undercard.
and you can have more title matches.
I
on
know,
each
rather
it's
than, like,
fuck,
2.
Man, it's gonna. They have too many people. There's too many wrestlers. There's too many wrestlers. They got
Instead of like 2
they got to
matches.
budget cut them.
Well, AEW's doing that now.
Yeah.
But WWE do. But WWE also did that. They had to make room for fucking Rusev. That's done nothing on the show. He's beat up Alpha Academy. Sorry, Dakota Kai. Get the fuck. Sorry, Braun Strowman. Get the fuck out of here now. We got.
Oh, that's another one. I think
That's another thing we might as well talk about. These releases that have happened, even though it was
Money
a
in
couple
Shayna
weeks ago.
Baszler is also on.
Money in the Bank. I think next SmackDown there's a qualifying that LA Knight's in it. Aleister Black's in it.
He better win.
So
Hey.
if LA Knight doesn't win, Aleister Black could be a
Okay, you could save your damn predictions when we actually do the paper.
All right, let's get to the other fucking.
What if Travis Scott and there's Money in the Bank?
Get out of the
That's
show.
his debut.
You're out
I
of
will
here.
actually stop watching wrestling. I will burn my
God.
shirts.
Feet.
Before we get to the speaking of fucking main event,
Smokes a joint on
do
the
you think there'll be any other matches added? Because we don't have one women's match in this.
I think if they're going to add another match, it's going to be Becky Lyra again.
Stipulation?
I really think Io
Maybe.
Ripley could be added to this.
Or, I guess Vega Green rematch.
Yeah,
Get the other women's.
I think that's the only thing that kind of they could kind of allude that to, especially considering the IC women's title was on the last pay per view. I could see the US women's being on this one, so I could see Selena versus Chelsea, because Chelsea does get a rematch. They haven't revealed when though.
I can see that.
Well, also too with the women's world title scene, Bianca's been out with like a broken finger or something, so I feel like she might return. I think she might return as a heel, possibly. I think
Y'all kept saying it was impossible.
I could see a Money in the Bank world where it looks like Jade's gonna win, and Bianca returns and turns on
And then helps
Jade and
Naomi.
helps Naomi win it.
That honestly, that'd be awesome. I think that would be great. Not
Because
gonna
it's
lie.
weird that I know Bianca's hurt, but we haven't seen her.
And
since
Bianca
WrestleMania.
gets like huge heel heat, like that entire fucking Mania build. She was getting booed out of the fucking building, so just go full on and just make her heel.
Yeah, within the last couple weeks they've had Bianca leading up to Mania. She has been acting selfish, I would say.
Well, I don't. Well, she was kind of more in the right. Rhea was kind of the crybaby, like trying to demand
But
a
it's
match.
Rhea.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
she-
boo
But
her.
it's Rhea.
But she was like,
But Bianca's kind of in the right, but just doing it in an
But the
asshole
whole-
way, and the fans.
but the
booing.
whole two of her friends, Jay Cargill and
Like I said on
Naomi,
multiple podcasts.
she kind of just brushed that off.
Yes.
Yeah.
She brushed it off in the chamber and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to WrestleMania."
Sorry,
She,
friends.
she didn't win it, then just immediately head back to like.
Sorry, as you fight it out.
It was so.
And then-
I also think Bianca's characters too is just kind of stale. She's been that baby face. I know she said she wants to be female Cena, but people are kind of getting tired of it.
Really
they want to see
badly.
something new.
And then I feel like Bianca hadn't really gone after Naomi. I mean, granted, I know she was prepping up for her WrestleMania match, but she kind of just like, they're gonna do their own stuff. I get my title match because I earned it.
Yeah.
You know, this is my, match. I went through all this. I went through my friend's break, having a fight, and and then yes, Rhea being the one who got added later. I get she was kind of pissed, but she also kind of was like, she was in the right, but she had such a whiny way of just
saying
like
it.
of like, no, this is my match, and then the whole ref situation happened where Bianca had to be the ref, and then she like. And granted, she got hit a couple times, but she threw the match, and it just was like, you just kind of just screwed your own self by doing that and making it a triple threat because you didn't call it fair. You couldn't keep your cool and call it fair. Even if you were to have screwed Rhea and say, "Oh, you don't get the shot. It's me, Io."
Okay, you don't need to recap
I love that we're
everything we've done on
We
our
talked
road to
about this
Mania.
like 5 times in the podcast before Mania. We're still bitching
No,
about it.
The only thing I was gonna say is, well, I already reviewed Mania, but that women's triple threat, I think we
best
can agree,
match-
was the best match all weekend. The
Yeah.
men's triple threat gives it a run for its money, but I
Both
think it
triple
was the
threats
best.
were peak.
And the women have been kicking ass lately.
Oh, of course.
Like Rhea and like Roxanne and Io, they've all had Julia have had tag matches and
But Kez
had great main events. Like
Julia's-
they're low key carrying the show right now.
Julia's first match on the main roster was main event in Raw in a tag match
Yeah,
against
Roxanne
Io
and
Sky-
Io had a great match.
against
Wow.
Io Sky and Rhea. That says a
Becky
lot.
and Lyra, that's in the
Becky,
background,
Lyra,
had a
that's
great
hap-
match.
I'm watching
Like the
that.
women are carrying
And
match
now-
wise,
And now they're not even on Saturday.
Tiffany's looking great as always.
That's to me like the weird weak spot.
Yeah,
is
Tiffany's
that
weak
title.
she's not doing much.
well, I think they just come off from the whole Charlotte thing, and they're
Yeah,
like I said, they're teasing Jay Cargill and her.
yeah.
They just wrapped it up again with her and Nia. So either Jay Cargill or Naomi should begin probably facing Tiffany next or whatever. Or Julia. You gotta mention Julia just got drafted to SmackDown. So she could be a good contender.
Well, definitely.
I just realized we're talking about a match that's not even announced for the fucking.
Well,
show.
I'm just trying to bring
I know,
up
I know,
like
what is
the woman
other
got to
show?
be mentioned, but we have to talk about
What's
the
the
main.
other show? So we mentioned 3 matches. There's 5 of them. What's the other 2 matches? We did Steel Cage. We did.
There's one more match that's announced, and we haven't talked about, and it's the Dream match. It's once in a lifetime, a Capital
Is it
Punishment
not IC
2011.
title matches?
No.
Fuck. Why did I think Dom was defending his belt? Okay.
Dom defended it against Penta at Backlash. So
See,
Watch the damn Prado,
which was, like,
Troy.
last week.
I am behind clearly.
Viewers, don't watch his T test. Just kidding. Watch it because I'm going to be in it next. But yeah,
So it's Truth
True
Cena.
Cena. Capital Punishment rematch.
Which is not a
that
title
really-
match,
2011.
apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's not for the title. It could be announced that it's not, but I know you said you couldn't care less about this. I think me and Matt are in favor of that. I love this. I love that Truth and Cena are having a feud. I know maybe match quality wise doesn't pump you up, but that's not really what Cena's thing's about. He's trying to ruin wrestling anyway.
Truth deserves this.
Yeah.
For all the years he's been here,
Yeah, Troy.
I'm sorry. He's
For-
the
for
comedy
him to
jobber. I love
be-
him so much, though.
I mean, you look at Truth from last year, which me and Troy were at WrestleMania.
We did? Okay,
40.
Okay.
Truth winning the tag titles, grabbing the whole crowd erupted because
It was the loudest pop on night
they
one.
wanted Truth to have a good WrestleMania moment, and they gave it to us.
And then he did nothing after that.
They defended a little bit, then they lost it.
And
then
then
Miz turned on him, but
But Truth being the main event spotlight 2025 is cool and insane.
And you gotta understand, he's got to fight to get his hero back, his childhood hero.
Well, why do I low-key think no matter if we move on from this feud that Truth will be a catalyst in turning Cena back to the good guy?
Like at the very end?
Yeah.
I can see. Well,
like where's the real Cena?
If you saw at Backlash at the end, Cena looked all sad.
I saw that.
And
that was
everything. I don't know if it was story-wise purpose or if it actually was just real life.
He's just sad.
Him just upset because that he knows that was his last time facing Orton and all that, and he could have just got emotional for real.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's for storyline, him being like, "Wow, I won it, but I don't feel good how I just won that against Orton, the guy who I've fought and told that this is what needs to happen, the right way, and now I just did everything I did against him that he used to do to me or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And I could see that, like, with him being in Truth or whatever, I could see, like, Cena being like, he didn't even want to fight me. Like, he's trying to be my friend. He was like helping me out. Like, I could see Cena feeling kind of like remorseful against him because, Ron was always, he knows that's his childhood hero, even though Truth is older than Cena
by a lot. Like, isn't he like 10 years older or some shit like that?
I used to watch my childhood hero when I was the wee little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy's a big Cena fan too. Here's my theory I'll predict first and what I think is going to happen. As long as it's not for the title, which I don't think it is, I think Truth wins. I think he has like some shocking BS or like roll up thing. Fluky win, but it's a win. The crowd's going to go insane to see the champion pin. And then we're going to see, like, for the first time since the Cody beatdown, just Cena just beating the shit out of him. He's going to be so pissed. Like, he'll actually lock in a proper STF and choke his ass out. And because Money in the Bank is so close, because I don't think we're going to do Cena Punk yet. I think we're saving that for maybe SummerSlam or down the line. I think Cena Truth have a rematch in Money in the Bank, and it's actually for the title because Truth's now going to be pissed and like heartbroken that his childhood hero would do this. So he's like, no, now I got to take the title from you. So I'm going to go with Truth. As long as it's not a title, Truth wins.
To pick up on what you just said, I think Truth is going to say, hey, that championship that you're holding is turning you into something you're not. You wanted to win the 17 title. You wanted it a different way. And now you're like trying to keep it, like you're acting completely out of what my hero represents, So if that means I have to take the title from you, I want the title from you, So I agree with you, Dylan, that if Saturday night's main event is just regular match, I see Truth winning. If they do make it for the title, and it's just a one and done, then Cena wins. But
look at your face.
Oh fuck yeah! Okay,
go ahead, guy who's not interested in good stories.
Wait, you think it's gonna be a draw? No contest?
No, Cena's clearly gonna win. Like, if R-Truth fucking wins, it's gonna be by DQ. I don't see a surprise roll up or anything. No.
Count out.
Could be a count out, or like Cena gets so pissed and 5 count. Like he's punching him. Okay, I can see that. I guess Money in the Bank is close enough, but like,
yeah, because who else do you see Cena facing that's next? Because we're so close to
keep in mind.
R-Truth only had 2 weeks of build from Backlash. They got another 2 weeks. You can pick someone else.
Well, that's why I think Cena Truth should extend because we've barely started this.
You can't do Punk. You can't do Seth yet. Seth at all.
You can't do Cody yet.
You can't do Cody. You can't do AJ because 1, he's morally on Raw. 2, he's going for Dominic's Intercontinental Championship.
And they do that to France show anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna save it for France. They love
unless, like I said, unless it's Drew or Priest. But I doubt they would do that.
Priest would be cool. McIntyre would also be cool.
If they do Priest, then Priest would have to win the cage match.
Yeah, I know.
But
Cena still, I don't see a world where Cena doesn't win this. I just don't, even by DQ.
He could get cocky. Like I said, they could fool around. Cena doesn't make the 10 count. Truth runs around the ring, raising his arms in the air, and then Cena can beat the absolute crap out
I
of him.
think y'all giving this match too much credit. I think this is going to be a squash match really badly. I don't think.
Then why is it going to be the main event?
Did they say it's the main event?
It's most likely going to be the main event.
What if it's fucking Logan Paul Jay?
That's
also the world title.
I could see if it's non-title, Cena Truth opening, and the tag match being the main event.
Yeah, that's more of a main event.
Okay, yeah, to lead it off with.
I could see it.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it because we are tired and got to go to bed. So thank you for tuning in. Not me, but thank you for tuning in to WrestleMan with the podcast. We'll continue to produce episodes. We'll react to Saturday night's main event, predict Money in the Bank, all that stuff. The summer's going to be wild. We're going to post so much more often, but
I might not be here.
I will be for some of them.
I got school.
Sucks
for
me
you.
ass.
You just got to hope we record on weekends, but have a good week, guys. Enjoy Saturday night's main event. We'll see you.
Oh, get your ass over.
45 minutes. That's